Hello, YouTube. So, there were two episodes from the show while it was airing that I really enjoyed. There were two of them that I distinctly remembered from the show. And whenever anyone brought this show up for some reason, I would always think of these two episodes. One of them was the one that I did last time, Identity, and this one, Isolated. So I do want to point out that this is one of the episodes that I do really enjoy. So with that, there was also one more thing, that this was the first episode to actually have a character from the show in it. Now, I don't really from the movie in it. Now, I don't really know if the show got any more characters from the movie, aside from Flint, but this was the first one. Outside of Flint, this was the first one. So that was pretty cool. And with that, let's talk about the episode. So in this one, it's pretty much Paige and Beck are having a dogfight in the air, and they're eventually both shot down to an island. So that annoying guy who's with Tesla, whose name I really don't remember for some reason. Seriously, who is that annoying, nerdy guy with Tesla? I have no idea who he is. He pretty much says, okay, let's just leave her. And so then her loyal and faithful troops say very proudly, okay. So they all leave, and now they're both stuck on this island together. And that's pretty much what you would expect. Now they're going to have to work together, but they're of course not going to get along at first. So, while all that is going on, we get the part of this episode that I enjoyed, in which was, we get flashbacks. Not for Beck or anything, no, not for any of that. We get flashbacks on Paige. We get to find out things more about Paige. Now, don't get me wrong, the stuff on the island is good, and I do like to see it. I mean, it is kind of nice seeing them work together and everything, and they do seem to make a pretty good team. But the stuff in the flashbacks is just so good that that's what makes this episode memorable. In fact, that's what I liked when I was younger and watching this, is those flashbacks. So, pretty much what's going on in these flashbacks is quite randomly. There's no real build up as to why there are these flashbacks, but they sort of happen. We get to see Paige was originally medical program. That's totally what I thought of when I looked at Paige. Totally the appearance of helping others while she tried to kill people. Totally what I thought of. So, and apparently she used to be a medical program with her two friends. And even though her main function was to be in the medical profession, then she also secretly tried to do music. Now, it's kind of cool that she actually did try and break her programming. It's not really that strange, seeing as Beck has done it too, but it's still kind of cool. But one fateful day at the hospital, it turns out that two ISOs came in, one of them being the character from the movie that I can't remember the name of. And if you guys are wondering what an ISO is, I really don't know. They pretty much say they're like a virus to the grid. Like, they're not supposed to be there, but they don't try and make peace with them or anything. So, if you've seen the show, then pretty much picture, the druids from Merlin. Pretty much just picture them, except on the grid. Then, you got the ISOs. They're peaceful people, but for some odd reason, people wage war on them for existing. So, while they were at the hospital, they eventually get help. They eventually get care, and then, of course, Paige stumbles onto the fact that they're ISOs and thinks about reporting them, but then they offer to teach her how to fight, so she decides, nah, I might as well get arrested if I can fight the cops off. So she just stays there, and they pretty much just teach her how to fight, and she plays music. How engaging. But then all of that would change one day when Tesla has come. And then through circumstances, Paige meets up with the ISOs who are trying to escape. They eventually have no other means but to knock her out, and when Paige comes to, she hears the sad news that her two friends have been murdered, and then she forms an allegiance with Tesla in the fight against the ISOs, and also working as his right-hand man. So, wow, that's actually a really good reason. Like, most of the transition from good guy to bad to villain usually isn't that flowing, or because it does take good writers to actually make it, well, good. But, wow, they actually do this transition really well. It's very understandable in why she went to go work with Tesla. She had already been taught how to fight, so she already got the program. So she already got that in her programming from the ISOs. And she also knows the ISOs, so she could know where they would be. She would be a very valuable asset in the fight against the ISOs. So it makes sense why Tesla took her along, and it makes sense why she joined. And the ISOs, I actually do feel pretty bad for. I mean, they're hunted down because they exist. Yeah, that just doesn't sound right. So you do actually feel bad for them too. And although I don't remember any ISOs being mentioned in other episodes, it should be noted that when the show did air, I didn't watch all these episodes. I sort of stopped watching like halfway through, so that might be the reason why I don't remember if there were any other ISOs throughout the series. And also, the death of Paige's friends is actually really sad. Even though we don't see that much of them, it's still the impact it has on Paige that can really reflect how much of a big meaning they had to her. It's sort of like Rose Quartz's death. You don't really know much about her, but the effect it had on everyone else is sort of makes you understand why they're upset. So, it is actually really well done. And it's even worse than when you find out at the end of the episode, spoiler, that it's actually Tesla who murdered Paige's friends after they helped Tesla in finding out where the ISOs were. Now that's just cold-spirited and unneeded. Why did he need to kill them? I mean, he spared Paige. Why didn't he? I don't know. Why didn't he kill Paige if this is the purpose? I mean, come on. Why do you need to do that? Why did you need to kill them? There was no need. So, yeah, this is a really good episode. Again, it's one of my favorites on the show. I love what they did with this. And the stuff with Beck and Paige is still pretty good. It's just that flashback sort of stuff that really gets me. So, that's it. Again, let me know in the comments if you guys want to see me do more of these. And that'll be all. So, yeah. Bye.